G'day guys, Jay back again. Today we have a new Prime Logic CT9 to set up for a fella I know named Sam, who is behind the camera. Hi Sam.
Hello, how's it going?
Good. Alright, like I said, new Prime Logic CT9 in black, which I'm mega jealous of because the black is super cool. Nice finish, matte, very stealthy. We'll have to start calling the Assassin Sam. Alright, here it is, Prime Logic CT9. Get into the setup and film it and talk along the way and let you know how I do it. Alright, let's get it in. So here we are, got the bow in the press. It's just easier for it to have somewhere to sit. As first things first, I always start with a knock point. It's got a brass one on here, we'll just get that off. Get rid of that. Alright, so trusty old bow square. On. Now the bow square, the bottom edge of it, I'll run straight through the middle of the burger hole, and as a starting point for the knock point, just follow the edge straight along to the string. So basically as a 90 degree or a zero knock point. And grab our materials to tie on the knock point as per one of the other videos I put up recently on how I do knock points. Bit of cotton, bit of super glue. Red knock points, okay Sam?
Yeah, perfect.
Alright, grab a length of cotton and a tiny little dab of glue. Wrap it. As I said, I'll put the link in the description of the close-up version of tying the knot point so you can see what I'm doing. Snap on a knot, get your gap for your top knot point, and as my other video says, the top knot point you want about half the length of what the bottom one is, just for your even draw on your D-loop. that's it. Knock point. Then we can roll onto the D-loop and then install a different P and adjust P pipe from there. Okay, so D-loop. Trusty old pliers. You get swanky D-loop pliers that do it, but yeah, the old needle nose do a good job. Alright, one D-loop. Peep time. Alright, so we're going to change this peep out. Going to whack a peep and tom in for Sam here. Give that a whirl. And just press the bow a little bit. Slacken the string off. Okay. Now, I forgot to tell you the other day, Sam, to measure your distance when you strip down the old bow. So I'll just do it the same as mine and we'll start from there.
Sounds good.
Just peep out. Alright, so peeps in. Now, seeing as Sam's behind the camera, we're probably just going to stop for a minute, measure the peep height, get it sorted out with the height, and then continue on with tying it in and whatnot. Alright, so we've got a rough, well, pretty good peep height for Sam, but I'm not going to tie it in the way I normally would. I'll just tie it away where it's not going to shift. He can get shooting, and then if we need to adjust, we can adjust it, and then I'll tie it in the normal way I do it, as per one of the other videos on my channel, and then yeah, we'll go from there. just give you a knot above and under, and pinch it down, Sam, I reckon, for the time being. That way we can adjust it.
Yep.
Alright, it's a rough knot, that way we can change it back later. At least this way we can adjust it. It's not going to come out. We can change it later if he wants. If not, you know, it's not going to go anywhere. But this just makes it easier to tie it in differently later on once we know it's at the right height. Okay. Alright, so now we've got knot points, D-loop and peep in. Time for the rest. We'll get that set up. Sam's running the biter rest, which is a super nice, super cool rest. And being the good lad he is, jumps on the launch tech. Get on it. Alright, so we'll whack this in. Now, the rest position I set at so the arrow to go straight through the middle of the burger, and then the left and right I set it at just under 21 mil off the riser, so like 20.7 mil, which is about, I don't know what it is in inches for you Northern Hemisphere people watching. But yeah, about 20.7 mil is where I start. I mean, that's going to change a little bit, possibly, by the time you do, you know, your walk back tune and, you know, a bit of tuning that may change. But I try not to stray too far from what the manufacturer says is the centre. I mean, they design and build the things, they know where the centre's at. And then, you know, when it comes to tuning wise, if you're paper tuning bare shaft or whatever, I mean, I don't go much on bare shaft myself, but going through the paper, if I'd prefer using stuff like the Flexus cable guard and manipulate that, or sometimes changing the limb position, things like that, then I'd rather do that than stray too far from the manufacturer centre shot. Alright, so just get this out the press. line up. Narrow one. That's not too bad. There, Sam. Cool. Height wise, I'm happy with that. That's pretty cool. All right, so ruler just into the side of the shelf, and we're going to want 20.7. Got to come out a fair bit. Just cool little tool for the biters to adjust it. Almost there. Alright, pretty good. 20.7. As I said, from the inside of the riser here to the centre of the arrow, out to 20.7 mil. That's about what the manufacturer centre shot is. Like I said, it's always the better place to start. I mean, tune wise, it's going to differ from person to person, or how you want your bow to shoot, or whatever, but always try and start at the manufacturer centre shot and work from there as you need. Alright, so we're on to all the easy parts now. Installing the sight block mount and sight and all that sort of stuff. We're pretty much at shooting it in, really, and sight on, obviously. Stabilizers and stabilizer mounts, but you know, that's neither here or there. So let's get on with it. As per any, it's common knowledge really, any new bow that you get set up that's never had any accessories in before you start screwing them in and whatnot, just check the holes to make sure there's not any swarf or anything in there that could bind up the screws, because you know, the last thing you want to do is strip the holes in your new bow and have to send it off to get retapped or what have you. Got a nice Axel sight there, carbon bar, super nice. I prefer the old alloy bar with the dampener in myself, but I'm a little bit jealous of the way the carbon looks. These are super nice. Alright, so we've got the bow just about at shooting stage. Our rest is on, it's where it needs to be for arrow elevation and left to right. Knock point's done, D-loop peeps in the right position. Yeah, all we've got to do now is get it out to the range and shooting. I mean, stabilizers on. That we'll have to toy around with, you know, whether Sam will want to run a V-bar or a single sidebar off of the bottom mount, top mount, whatever, that all becomes personal preference. The only other couple of things I want to talk about what's left is the Flexus cable guard. When I'm setting up a new prime bow, whether it's the Logic, the X1, even the Synergy as well, I've found the best starting point for me, or how I want them to shoot, is I'll do it all the way up, so it's bottomed out, so we know where it is, and then from there back it off 1.5 turns, and I find that's where the better starting position to get your tuning done and whatnot. I don't really have to adjust it too far from there, so I always that 1.5 turns is my starting point for there. Tiller wise, I get asked about the tiller from time to time when setting up these bows. Tiller, it's not really a thing with this sort of bow. I mean, you run it even, but because of the grip position being in the center of the riser, and the cam system with the bigger and smaller top and bottom cam, to allow the string to come out more, to allow for the grip position to be in the exact center of the riser. Adjusting the tiller, it doesn't really do much for your hand position, and the bow position in your hand. Like once upon a time, shooting Hoyts or old Matthews Con 4 back in the day, you could adjust the feel of the bow by having offset tillers from side to side, from top to bottom, to sort of either creep it forward or back, or but that's not really a thing with this bow. So even tiller. That's about all that I can think. Oh, we've got the limb stops in at the moment. We've got it set for Sam's draw length. We've put the 31.5 inch cam on, so the cam 2 on, and then back the stops out for around the 31 inch to 31 1/4 to see how we go. Now that if it was my bow, it'd be set at 60 pounds and holding weight around the 18-pound mark, but seeing as this is Sam's bow and he's coming back after a year off through study, we'll probably back the limbs out to a lighter poundage and get him shooting again, and we can adjust the cables and limb stops are there to get a holding weight that he feels comfortable with. But that's all trial and error. We'll get it shooting from this stage, and yeah, get it happening. So there it is, just about ready to go. I'll chuck a links and descriptions in the links to my other videos in the description for tying the peeps in and knock points and whatnot. They're all on my channel if you want to go look. If you wanted to reference what I was doing, and then once it's all done and dusted and dialed in and Sam's killing it with his new prime, I'll do an update and see where he's at with it and what we've had to change, and if we've had to change anything, and go from there. That's about it. Alright guys, so have a look. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got any questions, I get hit up through YouTube a bit, just leave a comment, or you can find me on Instagram at JMoArchery. Just hit me up on there, happy to help you out. Or if you got any questions, or even if you think you've got some advice for me, even I'm open to all that. At the end of the day, I'm just a regular guy that loves his primes. But yeah, don't be afraid to have a chat. Cool, thanks guys.